Hello and welcome to today's question of the day from the actual IPMAT Indore 2024 paper QA MCQ section. Well, you'll be glad to know that today's question of the day contains 5 questions because this is a DI set that we'll be doing today. For those who aren't aware, the QA MCQ section of IPMAT Indore contains one set with generally 4 or 5 questions from DI or LR. So they don't have a separate section for DI or LR, but one set is included in the QA MCQ section. So let's go ahead and see what we had in 2024. And as has been the practice, whenever we read a question, we generally try to identify whether we should solve it in the first round or maybe keep it for the second round or completely leave the question where when we are solving in the paper. Generally, the trend has been that DI set has been solvable, and when you give 3 or 4 minutes of time to solve the DI set, generally you are able to crack that set and get answers to the next 4 or 5 questions. Therefore, it is always advisable that you at least give 2 or 3 minutes to first understand what the data is, and only then take a decision whether you want to leave the question or maybe come to it later. Otherwise, in most cases, it should be attempted. Okay, so let's see what was the case in 2024 paper. In an election, there were 5 constituencies S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5 with 20 voters in each, all of whom voted. 3 parties A, B and C contested the elections. The party that gets maximum votes in a constituency wins that seat. In every constituency, there was a clear winner, so there was no tie at the top. The following additional information is available. Total number of votes obtained by A, B and C across all constituencies are 49, 35 and 16. There were 5 constituencies with 20, so 20 into 5, there were 100 voters. And if I add up the total votes received by A, B and C, 49 plus 35 is 84, 84 plus 16 adds up to 100. So this is the account of all the 100 votes that that were polled by the 20 voters in each of the 5 constituencies, right? Further, S2 and S3 were won by C, while A won only S1. So C won S2, S3 and A won only S1. The number of votes obtained by B in S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5 are distinct natural numbers in increasing order. Okay, so as I read this, I realize that this is kind of a data arrangement or a matrix arrangement kind of a set, which is kind of a part of LR, but it also involves a lot of numbers. So a mix of LR cum DI, right? And we need to find out the number of votes that A, B, C obtained in each of the 5 constituencies S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5. So to be able to do that, what we'll do is we'll make a table and fill up all the information that has already been provided, and maybe we'll have to apply our reasoning to fill in the remaining numbers. All right. So this is what was summarized in a table. Whatever was given, I've summarized in a table. The total votes in each constituency are 20, and we know who the winners for S1, S2, S3 are, and the total votes of A, B and C across the 5 constituencies have already been given to us. Now we need to apply our logical reasoning to be able to identify what should be the numbers. I'll still ask all students to take a minute or two to see if they are able to process this information, maybe apply some logical reasoning with numbers, because the key point here is votes have to be natural numbers and we need a clear winner, and maybe some numbers have been provided to us. So using that, maybe we'll have to figure out something here. A has won only in one constituency, but A has got a lot of votes. B has 35. C has won 2 constituencies with just 16 votes. So I think this is a point of highlight over here. How is that possible? Suppose C gets, say, what is the minimum number of votes required to win a constituency as it is? Just let us understand. Suppose someone gets 1/3, that is 6.66. Suppose someone gets 7 votes. Can that person win a constituency? So 7, what will be the others? The total has to be 20. So the total of 3 numbers being 20, can the winner have 7 votes? if I try to work that out, I'll realize the remaining total is nothing but 13, and 13 can be obtained as 7 plus 6 or 8 plus 5 or 9 plus 4. Clearly this person will no longer be a clear winner because we wanted a clear winner at the top. So even if I go for 7 plus 6, this person is not a clear winner, and if I go for 8 plus 5, the person with the 8 votes becomes the winner. So I realize it's not possible to win any constituency with just 7 votes. Minimum 8 votes are required to win a constituency, and therefore the total votes of C, which was 16, can be split as 8 and 8 in constituency S2 and S3. So clearly C got no votes in the remaining 3 constituencies. Alright, and A won only constituency S1, which means B has to win the remaining constituencies because with 0 votes, C cannot win any other constituency. So the winner for the S4 and S5 should be B. Alright, what else can I think of? Now since I have the votes of C in S2 and S3, maybe I can try to write the votes of A and B in those 2 constituencies. Further what we knew was the number of votes for B are increasing as it goes ahead. So this has to be an increasing order, right? So from year to year, this is an increasing order. So keeping that increasing order trend in mind, and votes received by S2 being 8 and 8. So 8 and 8, to make it a 20 with 2 numbers, what are the different combinations possible? So 8 plus 12. So 12 can be obtained as 8 plus 4, but we can't use 8 plus 4 because C is a clear winner. So it can be 8 plus 7 plus 5, or it can be 8 plus 6 plus 6. These are the only 2 combinations that I see possible for getting a total of 20 with 8 being the winning person's votes, right? So can I say B and A could have got 7 or 7, 5 or 6 votes. So suppose, and B is getting votes in increasing order. So clearly B can't get 7 in the S2 constituency because it's increasing order. So I could say here B could get 5 or 6 votes, and correspondingly B could get 6 or 7 votes here. If B has got 5, A would get 7 here. If B has got 6, A would also get 6. If B has got 6, A would get 6. If B has got 7, A would get 5. Okay, but can we get a single number with the data being given, the data that has been provided? I feel that it would be very difficult to come down to a single number. But one information that has majorly not been used is this thing. Can this be capitalized on, keeping in mind that A has to be the loser and B has to be the winner for S4 and S5, given that C has got 0 votes in those constituencies? So there are only 2 participants now, A and B has to be the winner. Clearly B needs minimum 11 votes. If I just try to figure out, is it possible for B to get so many votes with just 35 total votes? So even if I give him the minimum votes over here, that is 11, with the increasing order this would have to be 12, and 11 plus 12 adds up to 23, which leaves only 13 votes for the remaining 3 constituencies. And the number of votes obtained by B are distinct natural numbers, so he can't even get 0 votes in any constituency, which means that B has to get, so 23 votes gone, 35 minus 23, we are only left with 12 votes in the 3 constituencies, S1, S2, S3 for B, and at least 1 vote has to go over here. See, I am going for 1 vote because I see the numbers 5, 6, 7 over here, and using them I have to make the total to be 12 with this 1. So if I remove this 1, for these 2 constituencies put together, the number of votes that I would need would be 11, and that is possible in the least of the least case only. That is, I give a 5 over here and I give a 6 over here. So therefore, although it seemed like this question is very tricky and challenging, actually the numbers were set in such a way that only the minimum votes with the given conditions could satisfy the numbers here. So with 5 or 6 and the total required to be an 11, and then the numbers required in increasing order, the only possibility that I have is B gets 5 votes here and 6 votes here, right? And if B gets 5 votes here, the total being 20, 5 plus 8 is 13, so A would have got 7 here, and 8 plus 6, 14, A would have got 6 votes here. For the total to be 20 in constituency S1, A would have got 19 votes in the first one, and 11 for B in the S4, so 9 for A, 12 for B in S5, so 8 for A. You can just verify by adding up the totals horizontally, vertically if it's matching correctly. We've already seen the horizontal total. Let us check the vertical total for each of them. 8 plus 8, 16, correct. 1 plus 5 plus 6, 1 plus 5 plus 6 is 12, 12 plus 11, 23, 23 plus 12, 35, holds true. So this will also hold true only, but just verify once. 19 plus 7, 26, 26 plus 6, 32, 32 plus 9, 41, 41 plus 8, 49. Yes, we have figured out the data or the arrangement of the data in this matrix, and with this we should be able to solve all the 5 questions of this set very quickly, like it will hardly take 10-15 seconds for each question now. So let's look at the first question of this set. The number of votes obtained by B in S2 is, well, such a straightforward question. B in S2 we can see has got 5 votes. Therefore, the answer to this question is option A, that is 5. Looking at the next question in this set, the number of votes obtained by A in S5 is, again, just looking through the data in the matrix, A in S5 has got 8 votes, and therefore the answer to this question is option B, that is 8. The third question in this set, comparing the number of votes obtained by A across different constituencies. The lowest number of votes were in which constituency? So we just had to compare these numbers in the column of A, and the lowest number is 6, which has happened in S3, and therefore the answer to this question is option A, that is S3. Moving on to the fourth question of this set, assume that A and C had formed an alliance, and any voter who voted for either A or C would have voted for this alliance. Then the number of seats this alliance would have won is. So here you just had to add the votes of A and C and check in which of them would they have a majority over B. If you observe carefully, B has got more than 50% of the votes in the constituencies that B has won. So these 2 constituencies would remain with B only, and the other 3 were as it is won by A and C only. So therefore, if I were to make an alliance of A and C, even then the number of seats with A and C would be S1, S2, S3, that is these 3 seats only. Hence, the answer to this question is option C, that is 3. And the last question of this set, the constituency in which B got lower number of votes compared to A and C is. So if you look at the numbers, B has got more than C in S1. In S2, B has got 5. A also has got more than B. C also has got more than B. Clearly, the answer that we are looking for is constituency S2. And therefore, the answer to this question is S2, which is nothing but option B. So as you would have noticed, if we just give 3 or 4 minutes for the initial data arrangement, all the 5 questions could have been completed within 1.5 minutes, right? So I hope this video has helped you understand what your approach should be towards such DILR questions of the QA MCQ section. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to our channel to watch more such videos and get notifications whenever we post such videos. All the best in your IPMAT preparation. Keep working hard and do really well.